Close Free Press. Sports writers Nick Baumgardner and Sean Windsor recap Michigan's 2,410 loss at Wisconsin on Saturday, November 18, 2017, in Madison, Wisconsin. Madison, Wisconsin. Jim Harbaugh smacked his hands together and pumped his fist. After nearly 40 minutes of football, his team, hampered by injury, youth and misfires all season, had found a way to take the lead at unbeaten Wisconsin. A football game is not of 40 minutes, though. And roughly 4 minutes later, everything changed. The Wolverines held on, then slipped, then toppled over Saturday afternoon during a 2,410 loss at Wisconsin. And now, after losing another game against a ranked foe and starting quarterback Brandon Peters to a head injury in the same afternoon, things aren't looking bright for Michigan on the eve of its annual tilt with Ohio State. "This one hurts," said Harbaugh, whose team fell to 83-53 in Big Ten play with a loss. "But we have to keep fighting. Keep battling." More Michigan vs. Wisconsin observations. Offense just not very good. The Wolverines still have not recorded a road win over a ranked opponent since 2006. This year's team fell to 0-3 in games against clubs with a winning record. Harbaugh entered this season 76 at Michigan against teams that finished seasons with a winning mark. "They made more plays," Harbaugh said Saturday afternoon. "We had some opportunities but couldn't get it done today." On both points, he was correct. More Michigan's Brandon Peters receives tests for head injury at Wisconsin. Michigan outplayed Wisconsin for the better part of the first half, but found itself in a 77 tie due to squandered chances against the host Badgers, who moved to 110 on the year. Close. Jim Harbaugh recaps Michigan's 2,410 loss to undefeated Wisconsin on Saturday, November 18, 2017 in Madison, Wisconsin. Nick Baumgardner. Detroit Free Press. After allowing Wisconsin punt returner Nick Nelson to rip through tackles on a 50-yard punt return for a score late in the first quarter, found itself with a 1st and goal inside the 10 on its following drive after Peters hit tight end Zach Gentry for 35 yards. 2 plays later, though, Peters stretched out for the goal line and lost the football via fumble to Wisconsin on the 1-yard line. Peters got the Wolverines back to square after engineering an impressive 84-yard drive, capped by a Ben Mason 1-yard plunge. Michigan quarterback Brandon Peters is carted from the field after being injured during the third quarter against Wisconsin, Saturday, November 18, 2017 at Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, Wisconsin. Photo, Mark Hoffman, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Wolverines had another possession that started in Badger territory early in the third quarter, but had a false start penalty on first down. The drive ended in a punt. Still, scrapped its way to a 3-point lead after Norden was able to convert a Devin Bush Jr. interception into a field goal with 6:36 left in the quarter. More Jim Harbaugh's Michigan teams keep finding ways to lose big games. From there, things went downhill. Wisconsin quarterback Alex Hornibrook beat freshman Jalen Kelly Powell down the sideline for 51 yards on a 3rd and 16 pass to A.J. Taylor to extend the Badgers' next drive. 3 plays later, on 3rd and long again, Hornibrook beat Kaleki Hudson and Josh Metellus, again to Taylor, for a 24-yard touchdown to give the Badgers the lead. Right back on Michigan's following possession, things got worse, as Peters took a big hit from Wisconsin linebacker Andrew Van Ginkel on a 3rd down pass attempt. Peters' head hit the ground and he remained on the turf motionless for several moments before being carted off the field. Peters was eventually taken to an area hospital to undergo tests for a head injury. "In the huddle we wanted to do it for BP," Michigan running back Chris Evans said. John Ockhorn came into the huddle and said it himself, "Hey, let's do this for BP." It didn't happen, though, as punted on the next play and allowed the Badgers to march 61 yards on just 5 plays, the capper coming on a 32-yard reverse touchdown run from Kendrick Pryor to make it 2,110 with 24 seconds left in the third. In roughly 6 minutes of game time, Michigan went from up 3 to down 11 with a starting quarterback out due to injury. 11 points was, basically, insurmountable, as gained just 23 yards in the fourth quarter with Ockhorn at quarterback. A lack of execution, defensive tackle Morris Hurst said. "I feel like we beat ourselves today." Peters finished the game 9 of 18 for 157 yards, but was pounded most of the afternoon behind an offensive line that carved out just 58 rushing yards on 37 attempts. In 3 games against defenses ranked in the top 25 nationally this season, has rushed for just 263 yards on 118 carries, an average of 2.2 yards per carry. Michigan freshman receiver Donovan Peoples-Jones made 4 receptions for 64 yards, but did have a first-half catch in the end zone wiped out on a call Harbaugh thought was incorrect. In the second half Saturday, was outgained 22,665. Up next for the Wolverines is an annual regular season finale with Ohio State. Harbaugh's current record against his 2 chief rivals, OSU and Michigan State, is 14. With all that happened Saturday, it will take a supreme effort in Ann Arbor to get a no. 2 in that win column. The game was in our hands coming out of the second half and we didn't execute. There has to be more execution coming into this next game, Hurst said. It's big. I haven't beaten Ohio State since I've been here. It's such a big opportunity to play them and try to grind out a win by any means necessary. Contact Nick Baumgardner and baumgardner@freepress.com. Follow him on Twitter @Nick Baumgardner. Download our Wolverines Extra app for free on Apple and Android devices.